In our Sunrise Smart Start, a violent night in the city. Rochester police are investigating a shooting that sent one man to the hospital.
Officers responding to the area of Morrill and Remington Streets for the report of shots fired around 2 o'clock this morning. When they arrived, police found a man in his 30s shot in the lower body. He was taken to the hospital with what are described as non-life-threatening injuries. No suspects are in custody. Rochester police also investigating another overnight shooting, this one on Dewey Avenue. Police say a 57-year-old man arrived at the hospital around 3 o'clock this morning with a gunshot wound to the lower body. Investigators determined that shooting happened on Dewey Avenue. His injuries are described as non-life-threatening and no suspects in custody.
RPD also investigating after 2 teenagers were sent to the hospital in a double shooting on Lexington Avenue. This happened around 9 o'clock last night. Officers found 2 men, an 18 and 19-year-old with gunshot wounds to the lower body. The severity of their injuries not known at this time. Again, here, no suspects in custody. If you have any information about any of these shootings, you're asked to call 911.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken says there may be as many as 1,500 Americans in Afghanistan left to evacuate. The White House says it is still on target to evacuate all Americans by August 31st.
Joined once again by Washington correspondent Anna Warnicki this morning, live in D.C. Anna, good morning. Can we begin with an update on some of the obstacles that are facing the evacuation effort?
Good morning. Well, pressure is definitely ramping up to evacuate as many people as possible by that August 31st deadline. So far, 82,000 people have flown out of the Kabul airport, but just a few hours ago, people who are still waiting for a flight were told to leave the airport immediately due to threats of a possible terrorist attack from Afghanistan's Islamic State affiliate targeting the Kabul airport. The Pentagon says that they do have a contingency plan to extend this August 31st deadline if need be, but as of Wednesday, officials say that the U.S. is on track to evacuate all Americans from the country by the end of this month.
We certainly hope that happens. Anna, thank you so much. President Biden says that he is confident the withdrawal will be complete by the end of the month.
In other news, new Governor Kathy Hochul is ready to announce State Senator Brian Benjamin as her lieutenant governor. Hochul has yet to make this public, but is expected to do so later today. Senator Benjamin represents New York's 30th district, encompassing Harlem, East Harlem, and the Upper West Side of Manhattan. If appointed, he would be the second black lieutenant governor in New York history.
Well, if you liked yesterday, you're going to like today. Another beautiful day on tap, right, James?
I think so, yeah. Temperatures climbing into the upper 80s to near 90. If it's a little on the warm side for you, I get it. I spent a lot of the afternoon in the air conditioning, where also my 6-month-old was as well. He's okay with the heat. He likes to have a little splash pad in there. I think we'll be either doing a little bit of a splash pad this afternoon with those temperatures climbing, though, up to 89. That'll be my official forecast, but it'll feel like 94, 95 at times throughout today. So definitely make sure to wear sunscreen and don't exert yourself too hard for too long. Mark, Leah, back to you.
All right, good advice, James. Thank you. Let's check the roads again, our sunrise traffic, and a live look at this hour over the thruway. Again, light volume at this hour on the thruway, and that's largely true in the city as well. 390, 490, and 590 up to speed at last check. Well, as gun violence continues, an international artist is making his way across all 50 states. This week, he stopped in Rochester to paint a mural.
Carmela Boykin is live with how the artist is working to remember victims of gun violence. Good morning, Carmela.
Good morning, Leah. Good morning, Mark. Artist Kyle Holbrook has lost many friends from gun violence growing up, and now he's using murals like this one to spread his message. Holbrook is traveling city to city, speaking with communities affected by gun violence and working to engage youth in a positive way over the summer. The artist says he wants his art to serve a greater purpose.
I want just for people to know that their loved ones aren't forgotten, that these issues aren't forgotten.
And Holbrook has visited 39 states so far. He has 11 left to go, and Holbrook plans to return to Rochester in the near future to work on projects with local youth. Reporting in Rochester, Carmela Boykin, News 8. Mark and Leah.
Carmela, thank you so much. His trip across the country is supported by his own organization, the MLK Mural Project. It supports youth development, community work, and education.
Well, a new lawsuit, we are being told, has been filed against Hilton Elementary School principal Kirk Ashton. It's another in a series of lawsuits claiming the Northwood Elementary principal sexually abused over 30 students. The suit claims that Ashton sexually abused a particular student from the fall of 2017 until the spring of 2020, while that student was in 2nd through 4th grades. The student then transferred to another school. The lawsuit also names the superintendent of the district as well.
2 people taken to the hospital after a pickup truck crashed into a horse and buggy in Ontario County. This happening just before 3:30 yesterday afternoon on 245 in Gorham. Sheriff's deputies say 53-year-old Annetta Fox and 18-year-old Rosanna Fox were both injured after their horse and buggy was struck. They were taken by Mercy Flight to Strong. Authorities say the suspect fled the scene. The Ontario County Sheriff's Office is looking for a dark green Chevy pickup truck with a water tank in the bed.
All right, let's get the latest on COVID-19 this morning. In the latest surge of COVID cases, it's causing local hospitals to adjust guidance for visitation. UR Medicine says new visitor restrictions are now in effect at Thompson Hospital in Canandaigua. Visitation will no longer be allowed for COVID-positive patients unless they meet a certain criteria. Non-COVID patients can designate 2 visitors with restricted visitation windows.
The New York State Fair is underway in Syracuse despite concerns about the coronavirus. Organizers do have safety precautions in place. Masks are required inside all buildings and encouraged in crowds outside. There are masks available at multiple locations. Vaccination and testing sites have been set up throughout the fair.
The trickiest part is isolating somebody who may be staying in a bunkhouse or RV with other people, and you know we require the concessionaire to put that person up in a hotel. I understand there's strong opinions about the pandemic and strong opinions about masks, but you have to put on your mask, so don't fight with our people about it.
Organizers say they are willing to adjust things at the fair based on the current COVID data across the state.
Well, as the nation grapples with the summer spike of COVID infections, Delta Airlines says it will charge employees on the company health plan $200 a month if they're not vaccinated. The airline's chief executive says the average coronavirus hospital stay cost the airline $50,000. All right, time now to find out what folks are talking about at the water cooler. Today is National Dog Day. That's right. It is meant to encourage dog ownership and adoption of all breeds. The purpose of National Dog Day, the foundation, is to rescue 10,000 dogs every year. Many shelters locally are reporting their kennels are at maximum capacity. So we encourage you to go out and find your new best friend on this National Dog Day.
Tough to potty train, but they are your best friends for sure.
Those little guys are cute right there, too.
They really are cute. We have 2 dogs. You have a dog.
Yeah, little Charlie at home. We'll be celebrating Charlie today.
Yes.
That's right.
There you go. No dog for me, just a baby.
That keeps you busy enough.
I skipped the step. Usually you get married, you get a dog, you get a kid. We skipped the dog step.
That's okay.
You can always come back to it later,
That's right.
James.
That's true. Right, exactly. Maybe for Christmas one of these days.
There you go.
A neat shot here over Canandaigua Lake. Look real closely. Come on over to your TV and tell me if you see it. See that balloon off in the distance floating out there? Yeah, hot air balloon this morning. A nice morning for it as we've got calm air, no real wind, but that wind should start to pick up. A nice easy commute for you. Temperature starting off in the upper 60s. A few spots in the low 70s already. It's a mild start. Should be a decent day for you. Heat advisory still in effect. Understand your body. Understand your body has a little bit of a tougher time to regulate its temperature when you've got these kind of numbers and that kind of humidity. Otherwise, a nice looking Friday, and we'll keep an eye out on storm chances still for Saturday and Sunday. Mark, Leah.
All right. Thank you so much. Looks good. Thank you for watching News 8 at Sunrise.
Our next update is coming up in 30 minutes. CBS This Morning is up next. Have a great day.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.